How's it going, guys? And welcome back to the channel. So, yeah, today we've got some huge news coming out from Assassin's Creed. They have just posted, well, not just posted, like an hour or so ago, they put a new video up on their YouTube channel giving us a more in-depth look at the roadmap. We've got release dates for the Claws of Awaji DLC, finally. We've got a release date for New Game Plus and many other things coming. Honestly, if you're a fan of Shadows, it's an exciting time. I'm absolutely buzzing. We're going to get into it here in this video. As always, if you enjoy it, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content in the future. So, kicking off with New Game Plus, they have given us the release date, and as we can see here, it is the 29th of this month, so a few days away. I am absolutely buzzing for this. The game desperately needs this. A few of the details they let us know were that it is available after you complete the last story mission and the credits have rolled. So you need to do that before New Game Plus is available to you. Opting in will reset the story progression, the objective board progression, along with all the locations you have found, like the hidden locations. Things that you discover during the game, that is all going to be gone. But as we can see here, we are going to keep the character level, the acquired gear, which we've got throughout the game, knowledge rank, and our hideout progression. Guys, I am so buzzing for this. The fact that the story gets reset and everything else, I don't mind, because I'll be playing it from the start anyway, and I'm sure most of you will too, especially with New Game Plus, which we've been clamoring for so long. Keeping the character level, perfect. So we're all going to start off at 60. If you are 60, you don't necessarily need to be 60. You just need to have completed the story mission. Keeping the acquired gear, brilliant. I'm sure we're going to be able to add a new, maybe perks. Hopefully something like that comes along with New Game Plus. I think that's what we kind of need. You can't just be sort of, there's a New Game Plus, go and just spam high tier enemies. They've got to give us something, and I think they will. They've obviously been working on it a lot. The knowledge rank, and we'll get into that further on in this video. That makes sense because we're going to get some additional things to the knowledge rank. Hideout progression, they can't delete that. Too many people have spent too many hours making their hideout what they want it. Obviously, it doesn't make sense to make that progression just set to 0 again. I think that's just a bit strange if they were to do that. So the things that we're keeping, great. The things like the objective board progression and the actual resetting of the story is not a big deal in my opinion. Another good thing they've added is when launching New Game Plus for the first time, you've got two options. You can either choose to do the whole prologue again, or we can choose to start from where we get the hideout given from Tomiko. That is a great quality of life addition because not many people want to go through that prologue again. It is a long ass prologue and the game doesn't really open up until you get to that hideout anyway. And with New Game Plus, hopefully Yasuke might feel a little bit different. People might want to use him straight off because I've got a feeling Yasuke's going to be an even bigger monster. He's already a bit of a beast now. So I think using him is going to be a lot more fun, if I'm being honest with you. And at the end of the day, that, like I said, that was a long-ass prologue. I don't fancy spending a good few hours doing all that again, so it's good that we can just start it off from the hideout and just crack on with the story and really get into this New Game Plus. I'm so excited for this. So once you've actually completed the New Game Plus, the whole story and everything, you are going to get lots of new gear, which you are going to have bragging rights to. That's what they say in this. I'm buzzing for that. What gear? We do not know. Hopefully they do not show us either, because it's good to have some surprises. I think we don't need to know every little thing. All we need to know is that New Game Plus is coming on the 29th of this month, and we're going to get some cool ass loot once we've completed it, which we're going to be able to post on social media and tell all of our Assassin's Creed family about, and hopefully that inspires other people to do the same. What that gear tells, I don't know. If I was to have a guess, I would say some cool stuff for your hideout, maybe some new statues. I definitely think you're going to get some weapons and armor tied to that. That just makes absolute sense. And I would say, or more what I would like to see, is some really unique perks, some engravings, only if you've put in the time and effort to complete New Game Plus. You should have rewards like that for the people that have put in that time and effort, and I hope they do that. They're also going to be raising the level cap from 60 to 80. This is going to be in line with New Game Plus. That's my guess anyway. That's the only logical explanation. We're clearly going to be getting more powerful abilities maybe, knowledge points, stuff like that. So I think that extra 20 is to allow people to just level up, because the enemy is going to be a lot tougher as well. And if I'm being honest, being a life service player myself, a looter shooter player, having a higher number to chase for some reason just feels good. And I think that's another thing. Artificially increase people's playtime. Nothing wrong with that. We've also got new knowledge ranks, and we've got mastery and knowledge skill ranks as well. So for those of you that aren't too sure on what that means, is if you go back here, we have our skill. We've got under our mastery tab, these are our skills. But over on the left here, you've got our knowledge rank. If you click on that, you'll be then brought into this menu here. That's currently in the game, but there's not as many as seen here. So that just means we're going to be more powerful. I really do recommend leveling these up, especially with the new Nightmare mode and New Game Plus mode. This is going to be pretty important, I think, just to make your playtime a lot more easier, really. Some of these are really cool. You can level them up to, well, it used to be 20. It's now gone up to 30. So we've now got an extra 10 ranks. That's confirmed there on here. It used to be 20 ranks, 30 ranks. Happy days, you've got an extra 10 ranks of power. So by my calculation, that will probably be about an extra 8 to 10%, which is a good chunk from every single rank. Love that change. Adds more replayability. You've got to respect players' time, and I think this really does that. You can't ask for more than that in a game like this, with them increasing the knowledge ranks. Love it. Great change. We've also got new upgrades for the hideout, and that is every building. So you're going to be able to level up that more. We've got 2 new specific upgrades coming to the forge. Hopefully that means maybe we get an extra engraving on legendary gear. That would be great. Have 3 perks on that. How good would that be? So there's something coming there. And Project 3. Yes! Finally, we got Project 3 coming. I've been waiting for this for so long. It's been bugging the absolute shit out of me just seeing that blank. As we look on this image here, though, there's another one coming, which I'm probably going to be for the Claws of Awaji DLC, which we've got some major news about that to go through in a minute as well. So this is going to appear in July, and it's called Nemosin. I believe that's a silent M, or Memosin. It's either a silent M or N. So we're just going to say Nemosin or Memosin. Who cares? All that matters is we're going to get some new gear. So with it, it's going to bring you resources, data files, and some new gear for you to collect, which we can see Yasuke manning here. Oh, I'll tell you what, if there's anything to get me going, it's some white armor. I absolutely love this. This looks so sick. The Kanabo stuck behind it as well with that little diamondy aura effect. It looks so good with the black and white handle. Yeah, can't wait to unlock that. This armor looks so good. I just think the helmet as well. Look at that face mask. And we also got a little snippet of Yasuke fighting with the new armor and Kanobo. Yes, love it. As we can see here as well, we've got an Ask Me Anything on August the 12th. That's going to be over on their official Reddit handle. So make sure you get that date in your calendar. Go over there, put your questions forward, what you'd like to see in the game, maybe some things you'd like to change. They clearly are listening to us, and that's really good. And speaking of changes, they speak about quality of life changes, which we can see right now. And I'll tell you what, I love a quality of life change. Fast forward time of day. Yes! So you can fast forward at any time of day, and I'll tell you why that's a good change is because we have missions or legendary animals that are tied to a specific time of day or a certain season, and being able to fast forward the time of day is gonna be great. We've also got unfogging of the world map, and what they're saying with this is you can unfog a whole region. So if you go to every viewpoint and unlock it in that region, it will literally unfog that whole region, and you can do that around the whole map. I think that's another great change because I've spent a lot of hours with my little OCD brain trying to clear the map of the fog, and I still haven't done it, and I'm 170 hours in. It's a tedious thing to do, but fortunately, we have now got an answer for that. We've got hideout updates, which we know are coming. We've also got uncapped frame rate in cutscenes on the PC only. Boo, don't like that. I don't think there's any reason we couldn't have had that on the PlayStation. The PS5 and the PS5 Pro can easily handle like a 60 FPS cutscene. To go back to a 30 FPS cutscene after playing Shadows with the buttery smooth gameplay is quite jarring. Hopefully they can work on that, but I don't know how much work that entails and whether it's worth it financially, like dev time, I don't know. But PC players, yeah, you've got uncapped frame rate in cutscenes, and that's a really nice change to have. I'm jealous. I could just buy the game on my PC, but I don't want to. And then we have the star of the show, and that is we have an official date for the Claws of Awaji DLC. That is coming on September the 16th, and this little trailer here is super cool. This right here, Naoe's mum. It's got to be Naoe's mum. There's no other explanation. She sees the hidden blade on Naoe and looks at her and calls her Naoe. I'm 100% sure that's her mum. The way she looks at her here, 150% that's her mum. I'm laying down my bets now. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. But yeah, the Claws of Awaji DLC. We got our few seconds of a little trailer there, and there it is. It's official, guys. It is coming out on September the 16th. Thank you so much. Just ahead of Ghost of Yotei. I love it. I was hoping it wouldn't come out in October because that would have been a real pain in the ass. It will be 10 hours or 10 plus hours long. That's what it says. We've got a new region to explore. We've got a new weapon and abilities. I hope weapon just doesn't mean one weapon. I hope we get a few weapons. We've got new outfits and legendary gear as well. We've got a new enemy faction and bosses. And we've got a new chapter of the story. Well, I think all roads lead to the Templars. I'm really looking forward to having new enemies and new bosses. I love fighting in this game. That's what Shadows is all about. And to have some more enemies to fight, a new variety, and some new bosses we haven't encountered yet is just, I'm really looking forward to it, especially with the new gear that we're going to be getting as well. We need some good gameplay to be using our new gear that we're going to get. I am absolutely buzzing. I am so glad they have released this. Much needed, because it was going a bit quiet with Shadows and people were starting to, maybe a few mumblings going around, just thinking we need something, and especially with the game doing so well with 5 million players and people still purchasing the game, it's still selling pretty well. I think this release date has come at a really good time. For me though, New Game Plus, I'm so happy that we're getting that, because that is going to give you a real good reason to replay through the game again. Nightmare difficulty was good in terms of maybe wanting to challenge yourself, but there was no reasoning behind playing it, if you get what I mean. We didn't get anything extra for playing that. So I feel with New Game Plus, there's a means to an end. It respects players' time a lot better, and I have to say that I am super pumped for that. But let me know down in the comments below, guys. Are you looking forward to this? I hope you are, especially if you're a fan of the game, especially if you're a fan of the series. I think this is only but positive news, really. We've now got some solid dates to look forward to, and we're only a few days away from New Game Plus and some pucker quality of life changes. Being able to change the time, honestly, I've been calling for that for so long. I'm so pumped for that. It's a really good change. But let me know what you like. Maybe you didn't like what you was hoping to hear, if you didn't hear what you wanted to. And if you've enjoyed the breakdown, please hit the like button as well, because it supports the video massively and gets it seen by more people. And if you're into all things Shadows, the Assassin's Creed franchise and gaming, hit the subscribe button for more content in the future. But as always, take care, and I'll see you on the next video.